How to stand up against ease. Look, I know that this ain't no story, but it'll just help you out. There are M's, EDS, EK, and all the ES and Karens in Titch world, and if you encounter one, pray that you get peace after again. Telling from personal experience, so I'll tell you how to just avoid M. By M I mean them. So you see a Karen walking fast towards you, see / use you have a brand new thing. I dunno what, and asks how much it's for, but you say it's not. And you think, oh, #% / should not have done that, and she screeches and makes a huge prob. First thing you dois be kind, and try to calm her, but if that don't work, and she tries to snatch it back and go to security and complain. If she lies, remember Kamers, they're you best friends in this situation, THX. Okay, so this isn't my entitled parent, it's my boyfriend's mom. She's a bit of a Karen. Okay, so this started 3 months ago when I first met my boyfriend, who I'll refer to as C20M, and his mom, who I'll refer to as entitled parent 40ish F equals entitled parent. Friend M. Anyway, me and C met through a friend who isn't exactly important to this, but he's M. And basically gave me C's Snapchat and was like, okay, so that's him, but be like careful because he's not been in a relationship for the past 6 months. I was like, okay, M, that's fine, I know what I'm doing. Anyway, I get talking with C, and we really hit it off. We call for like 6 hours, and then we video call for like 5 more hours till the next morning, etc. Then we decide to meet. We met on July 24th, 21, and we chilled with his other friends and all that crap. Anyway, entitled parent decided to what we at first was randomly call C, and then she was like, yeah, I just saw you kissing a girl, have you got a girlfriend now? He's like, yeah, I was just about to tell you I'm bringing someone home. Anyway, EP is like, okay, that's fine. Next morning, me and C go down, make breakfast, and sit in the back garden since it was hot at the time. Entitled parent comes out, kinda demands. C makes her breakfast and then sits with us. Entitled parent then goes on to ask how I met C, and I'm like, through a friend we have in common, M, and she's like, ah, okay, and then goes on to say if I didn't have C, I'd be traveling the world RN, which I found weird and rude, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Okay, so entitled parent constantly demands C does all the housework. He's recently rearranged the living room, cleaned the entire kitchen, and constantly does her washing as well as his own and mine. I help out where I can if I can. Anyway, both C and entitled parent have a job. Entitled parent works 55 hours a week, and C works 25 hours. They're both extremely tired after work, but different people show different stages and ways of tiredness. But entitled parent doesn't understand that. Entitled parent likes to make C do all the housework, and she doesn't do anything around the house. Maybe cleans a mug she's used, but that's it. She refuses to actually clean up after herself, and when she does, she calls C lazy, stupid, and everything else under the sun. Entitled parent has also demanded I pay her $50 a month. Even though I don't have a job, she gets help with paying for everything, and she started to demand $150 off of C, which is pathetic, and neither me or C are on the tenancy, and my mom said I shouldn't have to pay her crap, but she still demands it like she owns my money. Entitled parent is now gonna demand double off of me, considering I couldn't pay her last month because I'm not getting as much as I was during COVID. She also demanded $160 off of C. The other week, for literally no reason, she also took us out shopping, and it came up to 60 odd, and she tried to charge us both 60. Woman can't math for crap. And for the past month, C has been trying to get his passport, and entitled parent took all his money that he put away for it, which was like 150. He recently had to withdraw more only to find out he doesn't know where his old passport is. I'ma just leave this here, RN, since I'm unwell, and entitled parent is on her way home from work, and she's gonna go off at C. Edit. I used to be getting $344 a month from the government. I would have been happy paying entitled parent $50 a month with that, but because lockdown is over, I'm only getting $97 a month, and she's currently demanding double because I couldn't pay her last month because I needed new clothes, which are more important than what she spends the round about $200 to $250 she gets off of me and C. Altogether in 1 month, C is her son, not some randomer. She's demanded more off of him for fudge knows why. We are also looking for flats so we can move out, but she wants to buy the house so she can give it to C, which is basically her way of say, I'm not letting you move out again. P.S. Some why all can barely read. Entitled dad abused my workers after being stupid. So some background. I am the manager at a Subway. I have 2 cashiers, both very nice. Entitled mother equals entitled mom / entitled dad equals entitled dad / SB equals spoiled brat / Kate equals Kate, cashier, / Daniel equals Daniel, cashier, / me equals me. Entitled mother. Entitled dad and SB walk into the subway. Entitled mother. SB will have the usual. Kate, you always change your orders up. What's the usual? Entitled mother started looking angry. Entitled mother. Give me the usual. Kate, for the last time. What's the usual? Entitled dad. Give her the sub. Stop abusing her. SB started crying. Daniel started walking over. Daniel, what's happening? Entitled dad. She's abusing my wife and child. Daniel, I know Kate well. She would never do that. Entitled mother. I want the manager. Kate, okay. She went up and told me all about it. I walked downstairs and came over. Me, leave the shop. Entitled dad. No. He started screaming gibberish at us. He jumped over the counter at Daniel. Entitled dad tackled Dan and then ran at Kate. He punched her chest and ran at me. He had his fist out and hit me in the chest. I fell unconscious. The rest is what Kate told me. Daniel called the police and he got arrested and got a hefty fine. Also, SB was just watching in horror the whole time. Entitled mother is on house arrest and SB is up for adoption. I don't know what happened, but I know SB got taken from his parents, so I'm guessing he's up for adoption. I guess that's the end. Woman parks in disabled parking space. Hello, I've got attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and autism. My mom and me parked in disabled parking. We have a badge. And we saw a family with no badge parked in disabled, and my mom talked to them about it with them, and they didn't care because they had already parked. My mom said no, that not a reason to park in disabled. Then she said that she had a baby and a big car, so she can't park in disabled. She also said that in a car park with 500+ spot, there was not a single parent and child. She did not move from the spot and then walk to other shop far away. Edit. Read if you are angry about my disability counting as a disability. I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and autism. I have tried to kill myself. I have trouble listening to instructions. I can't believe people are such melts to think that attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and autism doesn't count, and that I have to be physically disabled. The council have given me a badge to park in disabled because I'm disabled. Update 4. Homophobic. Yes, I spelt it correctly. Mother cries over kids coming out. OG. Update 1. Update 2. Update 3. The lore of Eva, 50+ F, is extremely terrifying. I know it sounds all fake, and I don't blame anyone who thinks this is fake. I am exhausted just dealing with everything. Stacy, as far as I know, is a straight, cis girl. Though if Stacy is part of the LGBTQ+, I think her moving out will give her a chance to discover that. I have known Stacy since she was 13, don't worry. I kept our relationship appropriate, and Stacy was always masking her pain and anger with a smile. The more comfortable she got with someone, the more likely she will release the buildup going on inside. Stacy has told me some things that should have had Child Protection Service called on that family ages ago. When Stacy was 3, yes, you read that right, Eva gave alcohol and called it medicine. 4-year-old Stacy pointed to the liquor cabinet at her dad's boss house and called it a medicine cabinet. This just goes to show that some people shouldn't be patents. Speaking of alcohol, before Stacy moves out, Eva wants to get Stacy drunk to see what kind of drunk she would be. I was extremely confused and angry at Eva. Last night, I told Stacy that Eva wasn't getting a key if Stacy moves in. My name is on the lease. I feel like I should get a say, and Stacy agrees. I'm getting a kitchen table so that Stacy can have somewhere to actually sit down and eat. One of you figured out which festival Eva and I do. Yes, you got it right. The town the festival is in and I live in is very homophobic. However, Eva and her family live in the nearby city. Though still homophobic, the city is more LGBTQ friendly. The festival itself is corrupt. Eva has the planning committee wrapped around her finger, so the board won't do anything. I have been losing sleep. I am stressing out and worried that I will come home to either Eva breaking in and destroying everything, or to someone with papers saying that Eva is suing me for taking away her child, her maid. For the parent who told me I should get therapy, I had emailed my counselor about the situation and I see her soon anyways. Thank you to everyone who has offered words of kindness and advice. It's been keeping my spirits up. My mom thinks my dream is stupid. So my mom is talking about the food she's making, and I go, I want to make a salad. Then she said, you've been saying that for the last few weeks, which I had. And when I asked them, she tells we don't have something to make it. Then she goes that the little chat I had with my cousins, they were mocking me, and I was silly, and how I should have not told my grandparents that I want them to taste the salad. I felt like she slapped me. Am I wrong for being angry? For some context, I'm learning to be a chef, and I wanted my family to taste my food. Gotta let it out, still shaking, overwhelmed. So, let me be quick with the beginning. I am 22, non-binary, constantly dead-named and misgendered, but that's besides the point. I live with Bertha and her son, 18 and 3 months, as a refugee in a different country than I was born in for 2-ish years now. This conflict is not the first of the similar ones, but it just happened and I am quite done. I do most of the chores, which I would generally not mind, but the problem is that she has spoiled her dear, and seemingly only one in her head, child, so he can't even put dishes in the dishwasher. I voiced my decision to divide tasks and make him clean the floor after I vacuum. Even agreed to wash said floor in the living room, which I sleep at, because of Kaus. She gave the only other room to her son. At least the couch is comfortable. She, being fully firm on not doing crap with her son, started yelling at me. And it would be fine if she listened, or even at least stayed on point. But no, dear readers. She started blambering on how SHE does everything, which is like cooking for herself and her son, and how I should wash toilets now, because get this, I use it. When I tried to get her back on the issue of her dear, almost adult son not doing crap and getting away with it, she just started physically showing me and degrading me in many words. But what was the breaking point for me is that she was the only one allowed to talk. None of my arguments or simple requests for her to quiet down were heard or acknowledged in the slightest. This is abuse, plain and simple, and she is aware of it. But in her stupid narcissistic mind, I am the mastermind whose only wish is to ruin her life and blame her for everything. P.S. I am currently looking for a house and a job, but it is difficult with my low knowledge of language of this country. This, of course, means that my job options are limited, which was one of the degrading points she had brought up. She does not have a job. Her understanding of language is barely above mine. She just is better at talking, but she acts like it's her giving us food and house and not the government. Honestly, no idea how to finish this. I am done.